Ooh, welcome to Sentient Synchronicities this morning. Let's see what we can get going. We got Kathar Hashishim playing in the background with samples from Tony Jaws, The Protector. Let's see if we can flip some machetes, get something going live, and who's gonna hop in here. Peace and respect to everyone. Let's see and hope we don't get censored today. Yo, what up, Young C certified. Peace. What's good? Yo, hop on in if you want to, man. You're the first one to hop in this morning. Let's do this. Send a request if you want. Otherwise, I would start flipping live machetes. Hit me up. Oh, what up? Who else is in here? Oh, what's good, fam? Yo, yeah, please, man, hop on in if you want. I'm gonna start flipping this. This is what I do for fun when I'm bored in my spare time. And they shut me down all the time. Stupid shit. You know, Meta doesn't like it when I say fuck you, Zuckerberg. So let's see if they keep it online this time. Yo, let's see who else we can get in there. I'm gonna see if I can invite some people. Boom. Let's see what I can do with this. I'm gonna stay live anyways and see if this works. You know, this was just fun. For those of you that don't know, look at these. This is dented out because of how sharp the other blade was. When it smacked together, it actually broke off some dents in there. These are shotgun weight machetes, super sharp, super thick blades, and I've been flipping those for fun, doing reverse double torpedo backflips and front flips and you know that shit. So yeah, this is what I do in my spare time. Peace to everyone. If I'm gonna be alone here, I'm gonna have a monologue for the moment. We'll see who hops in, you know. I'm gonna roll a spliff or something because ganja is life. It's essential. It's good medicine. You know, it's good for relieving stress and everything. Boom. Let me go. I'm gonna throw some instrumentals on just so I can rhyme in the background because that makes a lot more sense, you know. Meanwhile, I'd say, yo, check it out. Northern Lights, boom. I got ounces and ounces and ounces here. I got Mindbender, boom. Got all the good stuff. Wedding Crasher and Sticky Papaya, boom. You know, so you gotta have your medicines proper, you know. You gotta have the right kinds of ganja. Mary Jane Cures, that's a panacea worldwide. Okay, let's switch this up. Boom, boom, boom. Protect your shit. Deep sample, see what we can do with freestyles. Let's see if people want to watch this anyways. Yo, check it. It's been a while since I've been in this. I've been a witness to many things, but not the kind of things you think of. I promise you this, I've been an OG since way back in the days when I started drinking at 3 years old. And I'm not joking, I'm a drunken master. I'm a ganja master too, that's why I flip machetes live on this shit. And they shut me down often, but it is what it is. I'm coughing often from ganja too, cause I like to smoke those spliffs. I'm that rude dude that's talking shit to the whole industry often, because I look at the OGs from back in the days and I'm like, what's in your top 10? I don't know what's going on with this shit, yo, honestly. It's all demonic shit to me. New World Order, I'm Venus Project, I'm for the goddess. You've seen me in all of my odysseys. I'm like Captain Nemo, pero soy Sunya Morikawa. You see me, I'm far from regal, but regardless, I am a street prince, leaving discreet prints where my ends meet. I'll send men my blends of verbs and herds for the endless herbs of turds. Spoiled royalties that craze herbs. That's a text that came back in my mind from when I was 15 years old, I promise this. This was called 666 System back in the days, and I called it that. I'm 42 now, would you believe that shit? Imagine that's something that popped back in my mind from 27 years ago that I never rhymed or performed live. But those 3 lines popped up in my mind, so I had to speak them. Anyways, that's what it is. The rest is a freestyle. It's off the top of the dome. It is what it is, yo. All of you know. If you come through my lives, we got all of the shows going on. We got all of the people from across the diaspora and the globe. Some of the most lethal OGs from way back in the days, like Jay Burton. Freedom for Jay Burton. Check it out, yo. Check the hashtag and follow, please. Check everyone that's through this, that's going through this podcast, and that listens to this music. I'm always fasting cause I have to do this to stay spiritual. You know we gotta stay conscious like Babylon War Child. We had Unknown Misery on the show the other day, yo. And we had way more people. So many MCs that are living legends. So many people like Antalizer of DNA and 12 Jewels. That's Revolt Motion from back in the days. Original crew, that's fam, yo. That's a Rasta, that's a dreaded brethren from Chicago. And from beyond that, in Mama Africa, we are all from ancient civilizations. Those of us that have awakened, but not if you're a racist or a rapist. Remember, there's 1 letter difference for a reason. But the thing is, it's just 1 symbol. There's a bar there that you shouldn't have in between your legs. I promise you will castrate you macho men if you talk shit. You got this. That's why I have those sharp swords. You feel me? I use you like flies to a dartboard, but I wouldn't want to disrespect a fly in comparison. Would you dare to sin with me? Would you talk shit? Would you come through and say that you're toxic? I run with toxic phobia, I'm non-profit. In South Africa, they listen to my music all the time. That's live shit, I promise. Afro-futuristic tomorrows like Yugen Black Rock and Iapetus Records. It has to get hectic before it gets better, like torrid in wet weather. You get this? I promise there's nothing rehearsed. It's all off the top of the head, but I have to flip bars sometimes that pop up in my mind. It just happens in a fraction of a second. I'm not confined within the actual rhymes, but I am. Sometimes I'm a slave to the rhythm, but I free myself in the process of using these words in verbal quasars that swirl out of my mind like a wormhole or a whirlwind. Have you heard those verses? Sometimes no. I tell you, somebody would try to write these rhymes, they couldn't come up with the patterns in my mind. Even aliens studying it, like Ashari the Vagabond said back in the days, would be acting amazed and confused at the same time. They'd see the octahedric pyramids that are flowing in Sri Yantras from my third eye and go, holy shit, I didn't know that was possible. Like Metatron's cube flipping in different directions, overlapping with Floras de Vida, blossoming crystals. Time crystals, that's what I'm made up of. It's reverberating matter that's unpredictable going through time. It's a new form that they couldn't even think of before. It's carbon-based too, but it's different. It reverberates like crystals that are refracting in fractals inside of your mind when it's entheogenic or when it's psychoactive. I might go backwards sometimes, but that's only when I flip machetes. I go forward in my rhyme. I'm revolutionary and love is in the middle, but it's evolve. You gotta think. Love and Evolve, that's one of my songs from back in the days. I made that on the Black Lotus Sangha album. I am a wrathful assembly member, don't doubt the outcome. I won't end up like they did to Malcolm, but if I do, just remember I said this live. Yo, do you get what the time is? Do you get where my mind is? I'm always rhyming, this is a live stream, but I'm alone for the moment. Somebody dropped in, I'd say peace, yo. Respect, or respect to everyone else that's been through this. I'd say this is my time to shine regardless. I had to do this live and leave it as a video. I hope that some of you were entertained in the process. Gods and Goddess bless, not just one, all of them. Does it make sense to say one book, one love, one life, one friend, one this, one that, one chair, one utensil, one plate? Sometimes that's all you need, but I'd say I don't just want one fate. I don't need 6 million ways to die either. I've been through all of them and beyond that. I promise I'm not exaggerating. I'm not that good at mathematics, but I'm great at numerology. No apologies, I've offered them too many times to people who didn't deserve them. Some of you macho men don't even deserve murder. You deserve to be tortured slowly and die and rot in the ground, in the earth, in a pine box or in a coffin. Die and rot slowly, I promise. I'll make it happen and you get processed by the flower fairies. I empower aerial beings and shower variants upon you from so many regions, from Nefertum to the Negeru assembly in the underworld. That's Hades for you. All this talk of baby daddy gets me all fucked up in the head. I'm like, yo, what's going on with this crazy society? Why do you call yourselves that? What's going on? Why is BDSM a thing? I'm like, yo, bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism. Do you know who the Marquis de Sade was? He was raping children. Why the fuck would you want to be BDSM? Tell me why the fuck I wouldn't try to kill you if you're men that want to rape women and do that kind of shit like Puff Daddy. I'm like, yo, fuck actually meta and everything. Fuck all of you for the censorship. I'm glad I'm being live regardless. I hope if you pull me off for violating your guidelines, I find you and strangle you in the afterlife. Then I'll throw you down to the void in the pits of demons to get ripped apart. You see them screaming in your dreams and nightmares, and those kids that you enslave for your technology, Bill Gates and the rest of you, are gonna come back to haunt you in ways that they'll stab you up in million points, like it's your chakras and marmas that are bursting apart in the opposite direction. Implosion and all of that. I'll show you how a super compressor works on my spaceship in the future tomorrows that I live in. I'm Captain Nemo, but I'm a destroyer in that form. You wouldn't want to see me as a hashish and lesbian and hashish spit presence. When I spit that shit at you, it's 216 proof, diluted miso. And I have a phoenix in my pineal gland. Do you see me? No, I didn't think so. 2 spears in my hands. Spear of destiny, spear of annihilation. Choose your destiny, I'd say. I annihilated Satan in the process of telling him who the King of Kings was. That's Yeshua ben Miriam. Pretty simple. Know the names of your demons, then tell them and slaughter them. Tell them go back to hell where you're meant to be. That's the orders and laws of Isfet and Mot. Chaos and harmony. They all work together. I'd rip you apart if you thought that I was just some clever wordsmith. I promise this, but no disrespect to women and kids in the process of elders. The true people know, indigenous from the diaspora, that is me, that is who I am. I'm not a criminal or a convict, but I've been an ex in many senses. I promised all of my exes I didn't think of you that way. I always loved you unconditionally. And I know that all the 108 forms of the goddess in Guanyin in my life were exceptional. That's why I wrote you all of those odes in reference. 219 like a supreme phoenix. I promise in the midst of this you'll discover quantum physics. And the rift inside my mind is that all of this is not written lyrics. This is all freestyled off the top of the dome. I know you think there's no way that he's doing multisyllabics and metaphysics like that and making so much sense. This has been 3 tracks in a row, but that's a live stream for you with nobody in it. What do you want me to say, yo? That's censorship, but it isn't. Cause we've had so many special guests in the process that everybody would remember. Like Elder Beatmaker and the rest of them. Queen Liberati and all of you. V. Sykes, Reflective Transcendence. Everyone in the crew. From Pyro yesterday to the rest of you. LJ and AJ and all of you. I promise you, I remember. Me recuerdo. I am not an idiot, I promise. I'm not a prodigy either. I'm in between, in the middle on the spectrum somewhere. Sometimes I wake up and I can't remember the word for door or window. I'm like, can you open that thing there? That's what it is, conscious restrictions as human beings. We have limited conscious capacity. Have you been seeing things lately? I have lots of visions and ghosts inside me from ancestors and descendants. Time coexists in non-linear form. It's non-binary, past, present, and future that exists, and tomorrow's the only actual present we should exist in. The present is an illusion. The Buddhists were wrong about that fact in particular, but they're still accurate about a lot of things that aren't that. So you should remember there is no thing like Buddha said at Siddhartha Gautama, but there's too many Buddhas to give proper credit. 1,000 wake up in a proper second when I talk of this. I promise this. This isn't demonishness. It's an onyx gem. Peace to all of you, and I'm out. Till the next one, next chapter, next generation. You got this, yes?